What is up, duelists? This is James back again, the E3 boys, and today I have a very special deck that did well in a tournament, an IRL tournament in Montreal this weekend that I was actually intending to go to. This got top four, and it turned out it was from a user in the Discord, Brandis. Now, if you know anything about Brandis, he loves his trap heavy decks, usually 14 to 15 traps, which I'll be honest is not a strategy that I find very strong in Edison format. There's just too much mass removal, True Nade, Cold Wave, Heavy Storm, as well as a lot of decks that can proactively gain advantage. So usually once these decks are up or they've removed all your back row, then you're stuck with a bunch of one-for-one traps that don't do much to what's already on the board, and it can be really hard to climb back in the game. But I felt like this deck kind of patched up some of those issues, and I'll pull it up on the screen right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is what he calls his DIVA flip deck, and as opposed to those past decks, which are maybe throwing a similar looking trap lineup into a more standard variant of Quick Draw or Gladiator Beasts, I feel like this deck is actually quite focused in supporting this trap lineup, and it makes sense. You have these 9 flip monsters, all of which are basically going +1 on summon and removing a threat on their field, as well as the 3 DIVA, again, going +1 on summon. So basically you have all these little weenie guys, then a bunch of one-for-one traps to support it and remove their guys so you can hit direct. It's almost like an old Pac-Man deck or something like that. Then you have some Kaias to convert off the flips and some bigger monsters. The DIVA are also really great for comeback plays, which, as I said, is usually kind of a problem. And the Dust Tornadoes, I can't fully understand those, but I think you said there was a heavy Blackwing meta, so maybe that makes sense. Side deck is mostly just a bunch of stun cards, as well as Triple Sakuretsu, a Brandis favorite. So even though I was like fully prepared to hate on this deck and this style of deck, as you know, I'm a combo boy, but I actually felt like this is a pretty unique take and dialed into what it wanted to be doing. And if you want to sound off in the comments, let us know if there's any IRL Edison tournaments you know of. I would love to know about any more of these going on. Like I said, I was thinking about traveling to Montreal, a few hours away from me, just to play some IRL Edison, but I'm always interested in local tournament scenes. Even if it's just you and your friend, what deck ends up being the strongest, let me know. With that said, enjoy. What's up, boys? We're back again, playing Brandis's DIVA flip deck against Mika. This is a really neat deck that's been doing well recently, so I'm excited to give it a shot myself and see how it works. Not sure what Mika's going to be on. I know he's been playing some Machina variant type stuff recently. I think I will still upstart here, despite potentially proccing the Spy first. And I'm going to upstart again. Oops. And here, I think I'm just going to Spy set both. I mean, it gets blown out by Storm, but I feel like it's a risk I'm willing to take, and getting the Dust Tornado down early is pretty strong. The Spy, even if he has Storm, should protect me against a lot of the, aggressive plays that he might do. Something like Storm, Summon Ashura is not as much of a concern. And this just really lets me get max value out of that Dust Tornado. Okay, so he has the Storm. That's okay. So it just depends what the follow-up here is, but given that I have the DIVA too, I think I can play around most of this stuff. Not the most common for me to be risking the turn 1 there, but I feel like with something like a Dust Tornado, that's kind of just like a risk you have to run in a way. I feel like it's most likely now that he's playing this Jinzo Returner version. I've seen him use these types of decks before. So right now I have to make a decision on whether I want a DIVA for Gilman or even make a level 8 or just set one of these guys. And I think I can keep the DIVA and just poke with these. This will, I think with the Diva, that spy is going to be really useful. So I have one more target, and this MSD can clip the Future Fusion, but I think if I were to summon everything the following turn, then it might just be game anyway. So, yep, this is fine, kind of what I expected. Sure. And this also is sort of playing around Gore's the prior turn. Okay, he has a Jinzo, he swings over my... I guess he was pretty worried about that trap disrupting, which makes sense because, you know, otherwise I had a pretty strong board. But I actually have a really strong play this coming turn because I can Diva and then synchro with his Jinzo after I take it with Goya. So I can pretty much just full pop off here, summoning a Diva, making a synchro here, which is going to be the Goyo Guardian. And then I will swing over this guy. All my little guys will connect. And in main 2, I'm going to make a Stardust here, and that'll basically guarantee that my MST is going to stick around to stop that Future Fusion and also protect my Deep Prison. Just protect my board in general, of course. The only real threat here is like a True Nade, but yeah, I feel like I'm in a pretty good position. And this is just I guess a case study in like why even risking that storm turn 1, I was kind of down bad and really could have, you know, I can't say that was the best outcome because it could have gone in a bunch of worse directions if he had a stronger follow-up. But the way it played out, I was able to like quickly reestablish with the spy, and I really doubt he's going to be able to mount a comeback here. But let's see. One of the Cyber Dragons is already gone. That seems like one of the main plays he could have used to start to mount something. Just waiting and seeing. I mean, we know he's the Future Fusion. He didn't actually have a good opportunity to drop Gores, so I think there's still an opportunity that, it's still a chance that could be that. Okay, or just this game. I do like the Dark Bribes here. I do think the Dynas are pretty strong, although I'm not sure I want 3. The super high trap count with the Jinzos is definitely a scare. I don't think he's playing too many back rows, so I'm going to at least board out one of the Destinados, probably all 3. The Bribes will also serve to negate any Future Fusion, although not at such an ideal way. But this also cuts down on my traps very slightly. The Dynas, I'm thinking, can be pretty good, and I might take out something like 1 Avarice. I think I'm going to take out the Heavy Storm as well, because I also could see myself getting caught with too many traps set. He summons Jinzo. Storm is not particularly good there. But this seems like a good amount of protection for my Dynas. I still have 1 Avarice to recycle everything. I'm going up on monsters, which is not great. I could consider this Avarice going back in. But all in all, I think this should be a pretty good matchup because these can negate his gear frames and stuff, as well as just being good kind of generic stall cards. Although I wonder sometimes something like a Sakuretsu might be better. I mean, either of them are particularly good against Jinzo, obviously. But I'm not sure how good the Dyna is either. He seems like he has a few threats that can attack over it. Maybe it can also flip to kill a Jinzo if you ended up special summoning it. This is kind of tough. It's kind of these or the Sakuretsus, or I could put back one of the Avarices, but I think that's too slow here. I'm going to go with Sakuretsu, just because I've like never really used it in this format before. The fact he's going first also, you know, he'll get the opportunity to summon that gear frame. So maybe something that can deal with the fortress more directly afterwards is better. Despite siding down to 5 spells, I believe, I have opened with 3 of them, which is kind of interesting. Though can't say I'm upset about that. Though still keeping the 1 Avarice is kind of rough. Okay, so he's also playing a DIVA engine in this Machine Jinzo deck. I will just upstart anyway, trying to find a trap. I don't find a trap, I find more monsters, but this is probably okay. This makes me think that he has a more significant combo to come. Probably something that can put at least a level 6 on the board. I don't know what that means Future Fusion specifically, but I'm going to set the Avarice just kind of as a bluff. I do want the Avarice to resolve, but yeah, I mean, this is kind of best case scenario. It just gets dealt with. And I do have comeback plays here, that's assuming I don't just die, which is a real possibility. Okay, he has the Cold Wave, but what exactly does this earn him? Okay, I'm going to go with this, and that finds me a Raikou. And I think that see, I'm not exactly sure what he's going to set here. I'm just going to swing, and then, oh, I don't know what this does. Cannot be destroyed by battle. When a card on the field is destroyed by battle or by a card effect returns. Okay, so it can get bounced back to the hand. But I'm just going to set the Raikou and pass. And now this should all deal with his, whatever play he tries to make pretty effectively. I guess he could consolidate and go for something like a Black Rose here, but I wouldn't be too upset about that either. Like, this card was free, and I mean, it's kind of just a 2 for 2. And he's using a lot of his resources. He's using a normal summon. And I still have my comeback play in Brain. That was basically why I didn't go for the DIVA there. Could have gone DIVA, discard 1, but discarding something like the Descendant is still pretty valuable. So, as expected, he had a Future Fusion. I kind of thought that was the case, why he might be setting up for the Cold Wave turn prior. But now with those double Quillbolt in grave, it may be the case that he can make a Brionic here and bounce my whole field, which I would not appreciate, let's say. So that was something I wasn't really considering. The fact that he has the Quillbolts too lets him make a Brionic, assuming he does this correctly. And I don't know if that's going to be the play that he goes for. Okay, so he's going to make one Armory Arm here. Maybe he has a way to kill through Wars too. Okay, so it's just double Armory Arm. Oh, double Armory Arm Colossal into the Hamster. Very nice, very nice. Okay. I got you. Having the double, I guess triple tuner does let you do that. So, wasn't thinking about that. That was a nice play. Hey, not gonna be too upset about that one. A play I've done to many people in my time. Given that, I mean, I can't say it's always going to OTK like that, but I don't think he's making as many mid-ground plays as I thought. So maybe something like one Dust Tornado and 2 Fiendish Chain could come in. He's also didn't send the Fortresses here, so maybe there's not actually the Machinas that I thought. And if that's the case, I really don't see much need for these Fiendish Chains at all. I might do something like these and 1 Avarice back in, because this deck, especially with those monster-heavy hands, does seem to get stuff into the graveyard pretty quick. Let's roll with this and see how it goes. I have been drawing pretty monster-heavy. I mean, not hitting any traps that last game was kind of a doozy, but I've opened the patented Dust Shoot Solemn combination, and this time I will be setting 4, but I will have protection. Maybe gives him some pause, even if he has Heavy Storm, to think like, would he really try that 2 times in one match? But this time I have it. I don't have the rote, but I mean, that's just something he would be considering, I would imagine. The Cold Wave is looking pretty scary, but he doesn't actually have a way that he can get over any of my stuff without using that either Cyber Dragon or a DIVA. I'm thinking that DIVA seems like the more powerful combo card here, because he could also do something like set Quillbolt, force out my stuff, and then, yeah, I'm going to send the DIVA. Cyber Dragon could easily be dealt with if he tries to commit 2 cards. I'm just not super worried about it. Although the fact that he does have the Dust Tornado means that I won't be able to just Raikou his back rows quite as easily. That's definitely something I have to consider. And I'm kind of not sure what he'll do here, if anything. But yeah, DIVA was just the highest possibility of something, I guess I would say something bad happening. But he took the gamble here, ran into the Ryko, lost because I'm playing hamster. And now I think it's a case where I'm just going to poke with this. And because both his back rows are basically chainable, the Dust Tornado would be especially bad because it's not like he really needs to use his Torrential here. So next turn, I could expect something like summon his Cyber Dragon, and unless he wants to Cold Wave, which if he drew a DIVA, then maybe that would be a pretty good play. I don't know. So I kind of have to see what he does here, but that's basically why I didn't set this, because in the case that he could force through a a Black Rose play, I wouldn't want the extra monster on board. But now I can flip this and hit the new one. This might be another Dust Tornado, because I mean he's got to know that I'm going to target the new one with the Ryko. I doubt he will Torrential here, but I guess it's possible. Wow, so he just baited out the Ryko with that, but that's going to clear way for, you know, whatever he's got in hand, but that was the drawn card. This Bribe, like before, it wasn't that valuable for me to use Bribe on something like a Torrential, but now I think I can plan on forcing that through. And I feel like I'm in a pretty good position right now. I'm not going to use the bottomless on the Cyber Dragon because he can easily just chain the Torrential there. If he decides to blind Dust, that'll be bad. Okay, so I've hit another one of these, but this is a case where can I kill him? Because I have no, he's way too high. Never mind. I think it's still fine to go for this. It's just a lot of damage on board. No priority. He's probably going to Torrential here. And I will solemn this. And I think I might just go in with this. No, maybe the set right goes better. I think it's got to be better unless he puts anything else on board. I'm not popping this because, you know, as we know, it's a Dust Tornado. So I'm guessing that he might have to blind that and then, yep. So this was the bottomless, sure. He sets one. So that was presumably the drawn card, or he was trying to play around the Dust Shoot. I see. But he should know I don't have it. Oh, I already used the Dust Shoot. So was that the draw card? I know he has Cold Wave and Cyber Dragon. I don't really have an answer to the Black Rose plays anyway. So, you know. Now that he sniped the bottomless, I mean, that would have helped. And I prioritize using the Solemn over the. See, I think I can just let this go because I still don't have an answer to the whatchamacallit. Oh, okay, that's not good. I was confused there for a second. I thought he killed me. Sure, okay. So I take 300. Or whoops. 300 more. And I take no Cyber Dragons in the side deck of this deck. That's also kind of interesting. I'm under Wave, which that is not going to be a useful card under Wave, but it will be a useful card in about a turn and a half. I think I'm not going to switch this Ryko just out of respect for what he's got on board. But I'm just going to set all my guys and hopefully proc that Avarice next turn, pop a thing with the Raikou. Keeping the additional monsters is not super valuable to me right now. I'm surprised he's playing so much of this zombie engine. I did not think that was something that he was playing a large amount of. Zombie Master especially is usually kind of the last card you add when it comes to zombie stuff, but here we are. And that should be exactly 5, which also gives me, I'm going to flip the Raikou first and target one of the back rows. Okay, not able to chain that. I'm going to use my Avarice because this lets me put back the Descendant. I guess I'll put back both spies so they have a target for each other. And I'll put back the Dyna, sure. Maybe the Hamster and Raikou better. I have 2 more Dynas. So we're going to go with that. And I still have the bribe to protect all this, so maybe I don't even need to care about this back row. Yeah, that seems reasonable. This should be game then, if I am not mistaken. Maybe I am mistaken. So if I tribute the spy and pop his Cyber Dragon, for example. Okay, I got it. So I can, I don't know, this is the best. Oh, he's not playing Chimera Tech in the extra, bummer. That complicates things a little bit. Damn, that makes it tricky. If he's playing Chimera Tech, I could make a Cataster and just Chimera Tech him for game. But he doesn't seem to be playing that, so we're in a little bit of a different spot. Man, why wouldn't he play that? I guess I can just keep the bribe, pop the back row, Gale targets. Yeah, okay. Yep, and I'll keep the bribe for any possible answer. So this pops this. You might have he might have a response. This is going to have the Cyber Dragon, and then this is going to make a magical android that will attack this, and this will attack that. I actually have double Dark Bribe, so I guess I could have maybe just ignored that. Was I missing something here? No, I don't think I had any guaranteed game line. Maybe a Diva top deck here is still pretty good, but I just have Dyna to kind of take it to the bank. Oh, I gained 600. Oh, okay. So, all right, he's going to be able to do a Black Rose play, I suppose. Oh, no. Well, does he not play Gilman? Okay. Sure. I mean, he doesn't have any cards in hand, so that's kind of what I guess, yeah, you wouldn't play the level 3 in a deck that's so kind of combo-centric. But, I mean, you might make a play here like Goyo Guardian and choose whether or not you're going to attack. If he attacks, he obviously loses to my Deep Prison. If he doesn't attack, then I can set Dyna, and then there's not many 1 cards that he could draw the following turn to beat me. Okay, sure. No response there. He already knows when my bottomless is gone, and maybe I milled another one. Okay. And actually both... okay, that's a pretty good top deck, because I was going to say both my guys are special summons, so Dyna would kill that, but I have top decked Cast the Shadow Monarch for game. So now I win the game. And so this is just an example of how controlling this deck can be. The Dyna and kind of some of these stun elements didn't particularly come up this game. It was more just flip guys and Avarice Advantage engine and grinding out with 1-for-1 traps, and against like kind of a combo deck like this, if they're already not hitting their correct strings, then it's just going to overwhelm them very quickly. Opening a Dushu Solemn doesn't hurt either. But peace, thanks for the games, Mika, and I hope you guys enjoy this deck. The link will be in the description.